Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Cooking with the Rudge. Or Rudgy, aka the Doctor, as most of you know me who watch this site. Now, if you've watched me before, welcome back, and if you haven't, welcome to the site. Yeah, this is more of a vlog really, but because of COVID and the lockdown and stuff like that, there hasn't been much of interest to you guys. So tonight I thought I've got to, I have to post something, otherwise you think I've vanished. So I thought I'd show you how to cook salt and pepper chicken. Now, much to the amusement of my best mate Andy Thomas of A&J Thomas Boat Builders, they specialise in wooden boats. I've researched this dish tonight. So you're going to need, let's crack on because it takes a while. You're going to need Bird's original custard powder, the original custard powder. You're going to need, obviously, ground black pepper, Chinese 5-spice, a little splash, because this is quite a, obviously salt and pepper is going to be a salty dish, and this is a seasoning, so you don't want to put too much of this in, but a little bit of black soy sauce. You're going to need some stir-fry oil, groundnut oil, or just a plain stir-fry oil. Corn flour or potato starch if you can get it. Some oil to fry the stuff in, the battered chicken in. Long grain rice or a rice of your taste. Now, I use this, as I've explained before on this site, I live on a boat and condensation is a problem, and of course the minute you put the gas on causes a problem. Boiling rice for 20 minutes. So I use this and put it in the microwave, so that's that. Right, so that's all the stuff. Then you're going to need an egg, but you're not going to use all of the egg, which is a bit of a shame. You're going to need some wine. That's for me. Happy Easter. You're going to need quite a copious amount of chopped garlic and chopped ginger. Chopped, I say. I like it a bit rough. It's a much better way of eating it, I think. Then you'll need a finely chopped red chilli. And what I usually do is, if it's quite a big chilli, I cut it in half, finely chop one half, and cut the other half into sections like that. You'll need some spring onions chopped at a jaunty angle. And then in this one we've got finely chopped carrot, because it cooks a bit quicker that way. Very thinly sliced, as you can see. And then we've got green and red pepper in there. You need something to just shallow fry in. Now I'm using a wok tonight. You could use a frying pan for this just as easily, but you will need your wok for the vegetables for later on. Right, so let's crack on. This is quite a messy dish as it goes, so pay attention guys. Now, put the egg in a cup, that's how I like to do it, and smash it about a bit so it's nicely mixed up. Now, in this bowl here, we've got some chicken breast cut into nice chunks. Any flappy bits or taily bits, cut them off. I find them a bit of a pain when you're trying to fry. So nice chunks of chicken. You could use thigh, that would fry much better, depending on taste really. Now what I've done there is I've got 1 teaspoon, there you go, show you the ratios now, of black pepper, half a teaspoon of 5-spice, and a full teaspoon of salt. Mixed it all up in one of these containers that I've got here, and chucked it on the chicken, and then mixed the chicken around a bit. Then I've got a splash, and I mean just a very splash of black soy sauce, dark soy sauce. You won't need very much of that, I tell you. You make it way too salty if you put too much on. As you can see, it's fairly dry, so there you go. Now then, what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit of the egg. I'd probably say 1/3 to 1/2. You can always put more in if you need it. Now, I'm not using my fingers. A lot of people will say, oh look, he's frightened of using his fingers. I'm not. It's just that if you use your fingers for doing this, you'll end up with fingers the size of, size of that tub there. By the time the flour's finished with it. You will have to use your fingers a little bit, but you know, not too much. So yeah, what you want to do is just coat the chicken. We'll put a little bit more egg in. You don't want too much, as I said before, because you start to lose the spices, they'll run away. Now, that's mixed up. In here, the ratio is 3 to 1. So it's 3 of these corn flour or potato starch to 1 of Bird's custard powder. So I've probably got 3 tablespoonfuls of flour in there, 1 tablespoonful of custard powder. You can put a bit more custard powder in. I find it takes the heat out of the dish, but you can do that. Mix that all up, and then what I've done then is just got a little pinch of salt into the flour, and a little pinch of pepper. Again, you don't want to put too much in because we've got it all in here. Now, what you do now, and I've found the best way of doing this is one at a time with a fork. Get plenty of flour on them so that when we fry them, they're nice and crispy. I've floured the tray I'm using to stop them sticking to the tray. Keep them away from each other, guys, because you'll end up with a big block of them otherwise. So yeah, we're nicely flouring those now, like this. While I'm doing that, let's have a little chat about what I've been doing. As I said on the other video, me going to live in Greece, it's getting more and more complicated. Brexit is the gift that keeps giving as that's concerned. We are now a different country to the EU, and as you would expect, you've either got to be very wealthy now to move into Greece, or you've got to do what I did and get your paperwork in order before December, which I did. However, I've got till June, as far as I can tell now, to go and get my biometric card, as they call it, and that will give me a 5-year permit. However, the 5-year permit will only be, I'll only be allowed to keep that so long as I'm 6 months in Greece at any one time. If I leave in the middle of the 6 months, as far as I understand it, I lose my rights. Now, there are people out there saying they don't know how much they're going to check up on that, etc, etc. But, you know, would you want to risk where you're living? It's a big deal, you know. I've got to pretty much sell up here and go and move out there. And, of course, that doesn't stop there by just selling up. It's, you know, you're giving up your tax residency here in the UK. I'd have to get rid of the boat because I haven't got time to take it over now, which was the original dream. As some of you who watch this site know, I wanted to take the boat. That's what this page was started for. So yeah, it's all got a bit complicated, but I'm just sitting it out at the moment. I mean, it's not very sensible. I could travel. I'm allowed to go to Greece because I've got my paperwork, so I'm actually going home, aren't I? I don't think that's very sensible at the minute for me, personally. I know the people are doing that, and fair play to them. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to go back in June when I've had my second COVID jab. Because yes, I've had the jab. I'm not one of these anti-jabbers. Right, there we go. So yeah, that's Greece. You're glad you asked now, didn't you? But that's not why you called, as somebody on here says. So make sure that you've got plenty of, I'm hoping you can see this, plenty of flour on the chicken. Like that. Now then, we'll cut to the pan. I've got on here, I've got a frying pan, well, a wok full of oil. Get my wooden spoon, I'll just dip that in, and if it starts to bubble, the fat is hot enough. You'll need some of these guys. Right, now then, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the chicken in one at a time. I'm hoping you can see this. One at a time, they're going into the fat. I'm going to try and get a bit more. Can we have the lighting engineer over, please? Now, you only want to do these for a couple of minutes. Couple of minutes on each side, I'd say. Otherwise, you'll get them too well cooked all in one go. I'll explain that in a minute. Now, so that's the chicken in. Try and keep them apart because they will stick together. Now, I'm just going to get the light. There you go, that should be better. I hope you can see that now. So, yeah, as I said, keep them apart because they will try and stick together. And after 2 minutes, been about that now I think, we'll turn them over like this. Well, if you've got a deeper fryer than this, you probably won't need to turn them over, but living on a boat again, you know, a bit dangerous frying stuff. Now, I'll explain the reason for this shortly. So I'm going to take those out of there now. Just going to wash my hands. Get the flour off them. There we go. Water and fat don't go together. Now, I don't know whether you can see that, but they're nicely browned off now. So yeah, a couple of minutes on each side, 4 minutes total, and then take them out. Go. Oh, one's escaped. I wonder where he thinks he's going. He's going back in there. So, there we go. Give them a bit of a shake so you don't get fat all over the kitchen. Now, just put them to one side for a minute. There's a reason for that, which I will explain in a minute. So, this gives you a chance now to use the red wine that I said we needed earlier. Cheers, guys. So there you go. Now you can prep all the stuff now that you need, the peppers, the onions, the garlic, the chilli. You can prep that now if you want to. That's just that I like to be organised and get my stuff sorted out. I'm just going to put the other wok on now. There we go. Live television. Now then, I'm going to put these back in, which you might think, why has he done that? He's just took them out. The temperature of the oil needs to be brought back up, and I want to crisp these off, so I'm going to put them back in now. Same again, 2 minutes each side, just to crisp them off. You're also doing it this way gives you a chance that if any of them are stuck together, you can pull them apart like that one there. There you go. 2 minutes each side, 4 minutes total. Yeah, so my plans for Greece, as I was saying, I plan to try and get my jab the 7th of June, and I shall probably, providing it looks safe and kosher, I'll probably take off Kefalonia just after that, and depending on what works out there depends on whether I go for my work permit or not, because obviously the reason I'm not there now is that they're in lockdown. Otherwise I would have gone back out, got my full residency permits, and I would have been legal to stay, but of course no work, got to eat. Being a UK citizen for the last 61 years I know it's hard to believe I'm that old. But yeah, I know how things work, and there is a little bit of work about that I can do, so I've been doing it. Can't do that in Kefalonia. I don't speak the language very well, don't write or read in it, so right, after 4 minutes, 2 minutes each side, this is in real time so you can see what I'm up to. Take those back out again, because they're pretty much done now. Nice and crispy. A bit of a shake. By the way, you can't reuse that oil. That's had it now, you have to get rid of it, but there you go. That's one of the benefits of Lidl's, I suppose. Now, we'll bring the other wok into play now. turn that ring off. We'll get this just nicely warmed up. You don't want the wok too hot for this. Well, I suppose you could actually, if you wanted to, you could add the garlic and ginger much later on. But I like to do it to start with, so I'm not going to get the wok too hot because that would burn the garlic and the ginger. Right, so what we do, put the garlic and the ginger in. The smell is amazing that comes off this. If the extractor fan wasn't so noisy, I'd be putting it on just to entertain the people who live on the moorings with me. Now then, add your vegetables, your carrot and your chopped peppers. Now, this is salt and pepper chicken, so a little pinch of salt, little pinch of pepper, and cook those to wherever you like them. I like them reasonably crispy. I don't like my my vegetables overcooked. So then, what we do now is put the chicken in with it. We'll put the rice on, which I forgot. There we go. Just mix all that up. As I've said before, I would love to flick that, but the oven's in the way. One of the benefits of having an eye-level oven. The eye-level oven comes in great in the winter when I'm doing hearty dishes. Now then, to this we're going to add a little bit of chopped ginger. Chopped ginger. A bit of chopped red chilli. The hot stuff, sorry, that's what we're doing. We've got the ginger in there already. Live television, can you tell? And I don't know whether you can see that, but that's the end of the chilli that I've cut, sliced rather, just for decorative purposes. And we'll pop the onion in now, because the onion goes in last, because obviously, as I said before, it'll go all limp otherwise, and you don't want a limp onion, girls. So yeah. So there you go, and that's it, really. Turn the heat off. Salt and pepper chicken. We'll get a tray for that, because it is tea time after all. Just waiting for the rice now. So that's it. That's how you do that. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoy the recipe if you have a go at it. If you don't worry, there'll be plenty more coming along. And if you hit videos on this site and scroll down, you'll see that I've done some other stuff. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you hit the like button, that's a big help to me as well. Here comes the rice. We'll show you what that looks like for those of you who haven't used it before. Now, I've found this stuff from Lidl's is very good. And Aldi do one exactly the same as that. It's about 40 pence. Not quite as cheap as boiling it up yourself, but if you don't want to steam your house up, then that's the way to go, innit? So, sorry about the length of the video, guys, but there you go. Salt and pepper chicken. I'm going to go and eat that now. Press like, press subscribe. Catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.